Okay, we are live. All right, I'm gonna get logged in over here. There we go. Okay, got it. Alrighty. Well, hello, friends. Okay, so my director is here today, and so I am able to go on at the 4:30 time for the new products, which I know is a little bit more when we are planning to go on for new products. But yesterday, since I was by myself and I had somebody come in kind of right before closing, we were just a little bit late. But so I hope everybody's having a great day. And I know that a lot of you guys watched my video from yesterday, and because I have talked to a lot of you already today about what's going on, and I know that there is some concern, so I am going to be doing the very best I can to keep you guys updated on, as you know, as we bring in products, and kind of let you know what the deal is here and there. So yeah. Right. Okay. I'm trying to think where I want to go, where I want to start with today. So with this one, we got in a gorgeous new line from Prima. Okay. So well, hi, Diane. So we're going to go look at this. I am going to do this one, I think, second. Partially, this is because I do want to make sure that as many people get to see this as possible. So I'm going to set that off to the side for a second. And now I want to talk about these guys. Okay. So we have talked about this particular brand of, this is from Scrapbook Adhesives. You guys know them. They've been around for a long time. They have a great array of, obviously, scrapbook adhesives, right? So this was a number of years ago. They came out with this big red adhesive gun, and I actually don't typically use adhesive like this. However, I did make an entire mini album with this one. And what this has is it has a white adhesive, almost like mounting squares, but in little tiny strips. This reminds me of what like Creative Memories had eons ago. However, I say this with a big caveat. I was able to make an entire mini book with this, and it held together, which I have never ever been able to do with an adhesive like this. Now, this same adhesive is available in like just a little handheld dispenser if you don't want something so big, but price per foot for these runners, this is definitely the best value. So if you were used to using the ATG or something, you know, a different kind of a runner, this is basically what we have as a replacement. Let me grab these other two. Okay. So then with the red gun, there is a reason I'm talking about this, okay? You're like, I know, Brooke, this is old news. but there's a reason. So, show them the big guns, Shelly. So, I didn't think that I would like this, but I actually really, really do. I love the strength of it, and I feel like I can create stuff and actually count on it sticking, okay? But what's been great is that this one in the red, you know, what do they call this? Adhesive. They probably call it a dispenser, probably not an adhesive gun, but you know. So there were 4 different options of refills, okay? So you have the refill that matches what you got. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people really like this, and you know, these are often the ones when I have to reorder. This is probably the one I reorder the most because it comes with this and people get used to it and they like it. But it's often out of stock, okay? We have it at the moment, but even for us to reorder, it's often out of stock. And then, so that's the little white strips that are nice and strong. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Tammy. Hey, Tammy, your, I haven't emailed you yet, but your circus lady stamp from All in Create just arrived. So I think we got that checked in this morning, but I'll be in touch about that. Or it's here if you're out and about tomorrow. So then this refill is the clear refill. And a lot of people kind of remember these by colors, which is how I do it. It's a little bit easier. But up here is always a little diagram of what your adhesive looks like, okay? So this little sort of half square means that it's going to be a solid strip of that clear adhesive. But you guys, this is ultra strong. So this stuff is strong, okay? So it's stronger than the Tombow where, you know, but it's the one where you have to kind of roll it and then snap so that it doesn't give you the strings. That's just the nature of these solid strip adhesives. And then the blue one is the permanent dots. So it's the dot pattern that rolls on, which I really like, but this is permanent. And then we have the repositionable in green. Now, the repositionable is like the secret tool of crafting, right? So this is the one that you don't use a ton of, but it is so handy to have because when you need to do, let's say this isn't, I didn't pull this to show you specifically, but let's say I'm trying to figure out my layout for this little tag, right? That's where I stick just little bits of, well, hi, Cheryl. Good, I'm glad you made it. Okay, sounds good, Tammy. We'll see you tomorrow. So I just put a little bit of that repositionable adhesive on the back of some of these elements, and then I can move them around to kind of figure out if it's going to lay out, how it's going to lay out, where I might need things, and you know, that kind of stuff. And one of the great things about the repositionable is that if I decide it isn't where I want it, or I stick it down and I need to move something, even if it gets a few dots, you know, on the background or something, I can just rub it off like the old rubber cement. Okay, so originally, if you wanted the adhesive, the repositionable dots, you had to either buy a second gun if you want to have them both at the same time, which is how I would, you know, I would necessarily have it, or you switched it in and out with this one whenever you needed it. But then recently, this is kind of the new edition, and we still have talked about this. This is not new product, okay? But recently, they came out with a gun option that just comes with that one. So now what that means is in your craft room, you have the red one that has your regular adhesive, and then you have this one that has your repositionable. And this, my friends, I have 2 red ones in the classroom, but this right here, if you don't have the refillable, or I'm sorry, not the refill, the repositionable one already, this is the route that I would go because visually you can see the difference, right? But all of these are refillable, and even if you had this one, you could stick a different refill in it as well. Now, the reason that I'm going to tell you guys this is because, and I don't know exactly what the reason is for only some of these, okay? But this one, as far as I know, is staying the same price. So this one is $22.99. The I'm looking at I have a sheet here. Okay. So it isn't actually a huge, nope. 5, 8. Okay, I think so. Effective May 1st, there was a price increase, but only on a couple of these things, which is why I'm trying to find it. Plus, my spreadsheet is like microscopic. So this one's remaining the same. This one will be going up by about $1. Okay, but you guys, I have a couple of these in stock, and they're at the original price. So $22.99 is what both of these are. So until we refill these again, this price is what it is. Okay. Now, for the refills, this one is staying the same, and this one is staying the same. So these refills are $11.99. But these two refills, the Ultra Strong Transparent and the Repositionable Dot, they're going up by $2. I have no idea, other than perhaps when they had to order in their refills or the restock, there was already, because I think in March there was like maybe a 25% tariff imposed. And so that could be the reason. And like we talked about yesterday, many of our manufacturers are really, really trying to not have things have a big effect on the cost of their products. This is a completely different company than the big pink ones, I think, Cheryl. The big pink ones was, oh, I know, it was like Scotch, I think, had those. So, and the ATG gun, I think, came in a pink one. And so, yeah, these ones, I don't have a problem with them jamming, because the refills, like with the ATGs, you had to kind of roll it yourself, and if adhesive got everywhere, then it would kind of stick and stuff. And with any runners that you refill, you do have to check that you don't have adhesive kind of balling up, because sometimes that happens if it gets stuck to the side. But I have pretty good luck with these, and I've used these for a while. Yeah, it was the Scotch. Okay. But what I wanted to tell you guys is that we just, before the price increase, we got a shipment of these two. Okay. So if you need these refills, let us know soon, because right now these are at $11.99, and then they're gonna get an increase. Okay. But you guys, this one is my favorite, and I absolutely love it for doing the layouts. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you. This is the stack that's gonna get price increase. So if you need anything from here, snag those soon. These, for the moment, are staying the same. All right, especially because these are like staples, I wanted to make sure that you guys got the heads up. Now, let's talk about these guys. Okay, so we have had some of these in before. These are a similar pack, from what I can tell, from what we got. I know, right, Diane? They are really, really fabulous. These are a similar pack to what we got from Sizzix, but they were in a big pack. Okay, and for some people, you didn't need 60 sheets of all of that stuff. But now, and I don't really know what the deal is, because this is a different company, but they look like the same options. Now we have them in 20 sheet packs, and they are only $12.99. Okay, now red, this is a color that we got in, I think it was in maybe like January. Red is a color that we haven't had available in any of the opulent packs from Sizzix, and it's so pretty. So it's very, very unique. But by getting 20 sheets, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 4 sheets of each of these different ones. So there's a glitter in here. There is a matte foil. There is one called brushed metal, which is really, it's really quite nice. It's almost a mix between the matte and the mirror, but it does have a little bit of lines on there. Oh yeah, Tammy, I know, right? And then you have one that is a pearl. The silvery packs, all of these are stunning. So when I got this one in originally, I got in a bunch of the reds because one, Valentine's Day was coming up, and two, hey Trey, it was a color we didn't have access to, okay? And then for one reason or another, I think maybe Donna was using one of these in class. So I got this one in because I was ordering it at the same time. I cannot remember if it was a charcoal, but one of these we've had in before. But because we got a lot of requests for it, I got in all of the colors now. So now for $12.99, you can get 20 sheets of a decorative cardstock. So it's a nice, you know, it's a nice price point, and you get 4 of each, which is actually a really nice amount of a coordinating palette. So we have red, we have silver, we have ivory, okay? And ivory, is this one called? Yeah, ivory. So there isn't a white though. There's ivory, not white, but this one kind of encompasses both of them. If you're looking for that white glossy cardstock, that is the one that's in here. The pearl is a gorgeous, almost like it's got a golden shimmer on to the ivory color. And then you have a brushed metal, a matte, and you have this really fun glitter, okay? And then we have the charcoal one, which we may or may not have had in before. And some of you guys may have these papers if you have the Sizzix ones. If you don't have the Sizzix ones, this is a great way to get more stock of these decorative papers. Then we have the gold, and you guys, so gorgeous. We have the rose gold, which, you know, has almost like the pearl one is almost like a soft pink, kind of a rose pink color. And then we also have teal, okay? And then there is also this one called Enchanted. Now, Enchanted is one that I think we had this in the bigger pack, but a lot of people have favorites in this one, including myself, okay? We all have favorites, but I do kind of want to talk about this one because if you haven't gotten this one before, this is a favorite. So I'm going to just pull this one out so you guys can see, because one of these papers is this stunning ombre glitter, okay? And it's a no shed glitter. It's like, it's not going anywhere. But wherever you go, you just get kind of a range. So it's really pretty for doing die cuts and things like that, okay? But it's the next papers that I am crazy about, okay? So, I don't know, I'm hoping this, oh, it does look like it's showing up a little bit on camera. So, we have this one here, which is, it's a holographic ombre. So you've got white at the top and you have pink down at the bottom. Oh, right? This one, which is a paper I have only ever seen available in this pack. This one has holographic on white, which I'm hoping shows up. And then you have like the best disco ball ever, right? You have this amazing holographic on here. And then the last one is like a holographic foil. Okay, so the reason I'm crazy about these last ones, they're gorgeous no matter what you do. But if you take your alcohol inks, and by that I mean your Ranger alcohol inks that you put on the felt pads on the blender tools, right? And you do these on here, you get an insane rainbow of color with holographic, you know, dots poking through. So On silver, it is so sparkly and so vibrant. It's crazy. Hi, Fonda. And on white, you get a little bit of a different effect. You still get that holographic, not quite as vibrant as the, you know, the one on silver, just because that is so much more reflective. But you do get that like shine through of the effect of the cardstock, but it's on white. So you get a more true color for the alcohol inks that you put on. Okay. So you can also do alcohol ink on this holographic one, and it's gorgeous. So I just wanted to very specifically talk about this pack, because if you use alcohol inks at all, over the moon for the effects that you can get from these papers. And at one point I did have a really, really cool butterfly made from this effect, but I will probably tell you, let me just peek and see if it's where I think it is, but I'm thinking it might not be. Nope, it's got moved. So I don't know where it is, the sample, but it's stunning. So what I did is I think from the butterfly one, I took this paper here, just did a background, and then all I did was die cut a butterfly and a sentiment, and it is so striking. Okay, so we have a number of these in, and they are amazing. All right, now let's talk about what I'm really excited to talk about, and this is the new Prima line. So I kind of didn't give myself a ton of space. Okay, so let me move stuff out of the way. Okay, oh, just a sneak peek. Yikes, are those stunning. Okay, so you guys, this is Mermaid Tail. And so what's interesting is with Mermaid Tail, I realized, this was the first time I realized, that Prima has a new designer. I think they're probably a team, because it's called the Three Girls Tail. But like, they have stuff that's designed by Frank Garcia, and they have, I don't know if they have anybody else or if it's just Prima Designs, but this one is from a new designer, and oh my gosh, it is gorgeous. And everybody has been talking about this. So as soon as I saw we could order it, I ordered it. But you guys, some of these are already discontinued. So it's like, things are going crazy these days. So let's take a look at the paper, because I haven't seen it yet either. And you know, one of my favorite things is to look at this stuff with you. Okay, so all right, so we have 14 sheets of Prima paper, and these are not, they're not bound. Okay, so they're loose in here. However, what's kind of interesting, and I'll show you, is that I think they're printed as if they were going to be bound. Okay, so $18.99 for the 12 by 12 collection kit, but you get some really gorgeous, wow, this purple is so beautiful. Fussy cut elements on the backside, which is great. So for those of you guys doing scrapbooks or mini albums, these are some of the largest elements I've seen in like a scrapbook page, or I mean in a fussy cut sheet, in a long time. So I really, really like that, because these are beautiful. And then, so when I was opening this, you see these strips up here? So a lot of times Prima puts those on, and then they punch a hole for these pads when they were in pads for them to hang, which meant you got a little strip up here. It usually had a hole in it, but it looks like they're still printing that strip, which is great, because those are a fabulous decorative element, right? But you still get the whole 12 by 12 paper. So it's like 12 by 12 and a half, maybe, with that little elements sheet. Oh my gosh, these are amazing. No wonder everybody is over the moon for these. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. And we've got the anchor. And wow, that is a gorgeous smear. I don't know what else to call it other than a smear. Hi, Christine. And then, so this is just, these are just all of the papers in the collection kit. And I did not see that any of these were available in open stock. Okay. Yeah, I know it has been. So welcome. This one is really interesting. I don't know that I have seen a paper that had kind of the design sort of, you know, about 2/3 of the way down, and then it has these swaths of color. But it's a really interesting way to fill that space. I like that. It's cool. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I know. It's very hard not to get distracted by all of the, I mean, blue, purple, teals. How do you go wrong? That's stunning too. Okay. And then, oh my, look at this, you guys. That's a 12-inch tall, well, maybe 11 inches tall, fussy cut element. Oh, a smear. I know. What do you think it's called though? Isn't it? I know what you're saying though, Tammy. It's funny. So anyway, all right. So that's the collection kit. Okay. It's not a huge line. Okay. So we've got the collection kit, and then we have a couple of pads here. We have a 6x6 pad, and this one is going to, they're sealed, but this one has your fussy cut. See, there's the fussy cut element that was on the back of the front sheet, but smaller, obviously. This is going to be your fussy cut element that was on the very, very last sheet in there. And then it's just going to be all those same, I'm kind of double checking, but all those same designs in the 6x6. And the 6x6 is $8.50. We have the journaling note cards. So these are 4x6, and let me see. I don't know if I can really get this apart, but we'll try. Just a little bit. Okay. So this one has 45 different pieces in it, and it's $6.50. Oops. I have to figure out which way to open it. Oh, it's sealed at the bottom. That's funny. I'm very confused by that. It doesn't change anything in the world of looking through this, except that it changes everything, right? So you've got these beautiful little elements, and then, oh my gosh, look at that backside. Whew. And these 4x6 ones are really, really fabulous to take your die cuts to. So you can make that like, you know, with one of your, say, stitched circles, and you've got a perfect little element. So just kind of going through these quickly so you can sort of see. But these, you may have to trim them down just a little bit, but they fit on cards perfectly. If you trim them down, they do, because they're a 4x6. But also, they make really great tuck-ins for albums and scrapbooks, mini albums and things. Okay, so that being said, now one of the things we talked about a couple weeks ago, that Better Press one that makes the notebooks from, it will forever be known as a smear. So, but that Better Press one that makes the little notebook page that I am so over the moon in love with, if you took this paper and put it in your Better Press, okay, and you did the lines on here with like a little light teal or something, all of a sudden you have an amazing journaling insert. Okay, so this can tuck in the pocket, and then you have beautiful lines on this side that are stunning. But I would do it probably in a teal versus a black, or, you know, or even a purple, but that way it kind of goes with it, and the lines aren't super obvious, but it gives you that just stunning place. So that's the 4x6. Okay. And then now the 3x4, I'm just looking, this one I think is different. So let me see if I can crack this one open. This one has the binding at the top, so I may not have to just like have a momentary mental block as to how to open that, that booklet. Oh, okay, so this one is $5.50. You get 45 sheets in here, and this one again would be really pretty with that better press because I think all of the back sides are the same. Okay, so let's see if I can do this because I'm trying not to mess up the sticker here, just so you can see. And I'll just kind of, every day is a new adventure. You've got Moonlight Sparkle. And what's nice about this, let's say you wanted to put this on a card, okay? It says Moonlight Sparkle. If that is not the sentiment that you want, right, you can take a different die cut and layer it on top of here and just cover that, but you still get this beautiful little scene. So just because some of these come with sentiments, you don't necessarily have to use the sentiment, right? Or like, say this one right here. If I wanted to use this as a photo mat, I could actually just take a photo that's about that size and cover the words. And then I have this beautiful little photo mat that will coordinate, and I have kind of a nice little thing in the corner, okay? Just, you know, just so that you can sort of think outside the box, because depending on what your project is, or if you're doing cards or things like that, the Sea Sings My Name, that could be really cute for a mini album all about that kind of stuff. But if you're making this into a card, you may want to replace that with a happy birthday or just a hello or something, because that might be a weird sentiment to send on a card. I mean, it might not be. It might be perfect. But you know, depending on who you're sending it to. But I just want to, you know, kind of give you guys that idea that these can be used, but they can also be modified as you use them, right? To make them fit whatever your project is. So, but these are always a really, really good value for ephemera, okay? So we have the journaling note cards, and then we have, this is the chipboard stickers. So you get 49 pieces. They are adhesive. These are $5.99. I'm just gonna do this kind of up against the camera here, up to the camera, so that you can see what those stickers are. Just, I'll do it slow so you can kind of read. Now, these are a chipboard, but they're not a, well, they're a reasonable thickness chipboard. So it'll give you dimension without giving you like that super, super thick dimension. And then, okay. These Say It in Crystals from Prima. These are one of my favorite like gems that come out. Because one, they do them to match the collection, which in a collection like this is amazing, right? But their gems are, they have, and there's one here that's kind of a matte finish. It's like almost like a an opaque sea glass type of a color. But their gems have all of these facets on them. And you can't see it as well on these glittery ones, but it makes them extra sparkly. Actually, you can see it definitely on, I can't see it from my angle, but boy, on the video, you can see all those facets as I change it. And so you have a little ombre one right here, but you have these purples and these teals, and you get 48 crystals in there. That one is $5.50. And then there are 2 packs of ephemera that go with this, which I'm glad to see, because the ephemera is one of these that is, you know, the most, it's like one of the most popular of any good line of paper. So this one is ephemera, and this one is also ephemera. That's helpful. Yep. Okay, so we'll call this one the flowers, and this one the elements, I guess. I don't know. What do you call it? So you get 2 of each, which is great. That way when you use up your favorite, you still have one in reserve, so you actually can use them. But you guys, you have the sea turtle, you have the seahorses, you have these beautiful shells in here, you have the ship's wheels, the anchors, the starfish, and of course, the mermaids. Here's what I like about this one, okay? You know, a lot of times we get a packet of stickers or embellishments or something like that, and the star of the show, whatever is the star of the line, right? They put like 3 in the back. That drives me so bananas. So I'm really happy to see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mermaids in here. Times 2, that's 12 mermaids. But also, you have sea turtles, which are just as fabulous. You have sea horses, which are fabulous, right? Oh, you even have a little fish down here. And so everything in here is going to make for a great layering element. And they're all like what I would consider star of the show type of elements. I mean, the shells and stuff, those are kind of a layering piece, but it's all good stuff, right? So really fabulous set. And then this one, this pack I actually really quite liked as well, because again, you get 2 of each, but this one is going to go with so many things. So Prima is known for, you know, doing their flowers and things, and a lot of people want the floral, but they don't want the dimension that comes with those Prima florals. So that is where this pack is phenomenal, because this pack is going to have all of those flowers, and you can use your flower forming tools to mold these and make them dimensional without making them dimensional, if that makes sense. Okay, and so the ephemeras are, those guys are $6.50, and then let's talk about this one. So this is the PET tape from Prima, and everybody is on the PET tape bandwagon, okay? So this one is $7.50, and you get, well, it says 1 roll. It's 2 meters, but it's very, very wide, okay? So, and you know what? I'm going to tell you guys, I'm loving the fact, I discovered this yesterday. I'm loving the fact that these sticker sheets are closed with this masking tape, because then it means I can actually, apparently very carefully, open these for you guys so you can see what's actually in here. Because it does show on the box, but in all honesty, it's small. Okay, so it's just right kind of on the edge of this one sticker. It's only the part that it's tugging on isn't actually the sticker, it's just the background. But I do want to try to carefully figure out how to get this off so that I can put it back together, because I don't want to break it, but I really want to see too, and I know you guys do too. At least, I don't know. I don't know if you guys do, but I'm just assuming that you guys like me are like, yep, I need to see what that's gonna look like. So it is a little bit tricky here to get this, because it's right on the edge. But no stickers were harmed in the opening of this packaging, okay? That's what I'm gonna try to promise. But if I don't open it, somebody's gonna have to open it. Okay. Oop, I lied. That one has just a smidge got stuck to the tape. Let go, let go. Okay. Whew. All right. Safe. Oh no, I've got another rogue one. My goodness, did I really think this was a good idea? I did, but who knows? Okay, I think we've made it. All right, they didn't come all the way off, so they can go all the way back. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. This is gorgeous, okay? So, PET tapes. These, sometimes they are just a solid, like a solid roll of a design. And other times they have this little kiss cut. So the kiss cut is amazing because it lets you peel the sticker off, but it doesn't cut through the backing, which allows it to stay on the roll. Okay. But you guys, 2 meters, just so you know, this, let me just show you. Okay. I was just measuring. So right about to here, that is just about 1 foot, based on, you know, the paper pack. So you have approximately, I would say, about 6 of these panels of stickers. And it looks like, yeah, and it looks like that's where the thing starts. Whew, that was a tough one. Okay, so we have these beautiful stickers and they will come off. You kind of saw this earlier. Let me get to the one that I was already sort of working on here. Okay. Yeah. So you just kind of want to be gentle, but the way that I always get it off is they have a thicker backing to them. Okay. But then I just kind of bend that, and then the sticker itself is very, very flexible. So you want to be gentle with the sticker, but when the sticker comes off, it can go anywhere, and it's going to look like it's just that image because the whole background of the sticker is clear. So that is the PET stickers for Prima. All right, you guys. So hard to believe I have a short one today. So that's all I have to show you. I'm going to recap really quick so that you don't, so you just kind of remember. Okay. So if you need them, because we did talk about these in the beginning, and if you don't have them, especially that repositionable one is amazing. So, $22.99, and the price is staying the same. These ones are $11.99 and they're staying the same. Okay, so those are all in stock and everything is back in stock now. All 4 of the options, which is great because they are sometimes hard to get. This particular one is going to have a price increase, but for the time being, $22.99. But I only have 2 in at that price. Okay, so $22.99, and then these 2 are going up by $2, so $13.99. But if you snag them, I did get some stock at that original price. So if you need refills, now's the time to get those. Okay, that's the heads up on the adhesive. And then, hi Lori. And then we have packs of 20 of these decorative papers. So you get 4 of each of the 5 designs in all of these packs for only $12.99. Really good. So this one is Enchanted. And this one is stunning. If you missed us talking about it, go back and kind of listen because this one is fabulous with alcohol inks. We have the teal, we have rose gold, we have gold, charcoal, ivory, silver, and then red. So each color is only $12.99. So it's a great way to get a nice stash of specialty papers in your crafting stash. I don't know, guys. So the 12 by 12 collection kit for Mermaid Tale is $18.99. You get 14 sheets in here. It says 6 double-sided designs, 2 of each, and then you get those fussy cut elements that are on the back sides. Okay, and then we have the 6 by 6. That one is $8.50. We have the 4 by 6, which is $6.50. We have the 3 by 4s, $5.50. The chipboard stickers, $5.99. And both of the ephemeras, this is the Elements and the Blue Florals. Okay, so $6.50 and $6.50, they're the same. And then we have these crystals, and they're $5.50. So I did not check before the video as to which one of these were already sold out, and so what we have is what we have, but I know it's something. I don't know how many of these elements. So if there's anything that you want, be sure to snag them soon while we've got them, because they just arrived and he just checked them in right before the video. So I'm going to sign off a little early today. Thank you guys for all joining me, and we'll be back tomorrow with something or another. I have no idea what we're going to do, but it'll be something. So there's that. All right, you guys, have a great night. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.